There's so many external things that motivate us. What are the things that push you to do the most? Do you even know what all the extrinsic factors are and which ones you use? Hello and welcome. My name is Dan. This is part 2 of my 3-part video series. In the last video, we talked about the internal motivating factors that we hold within to reach success. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the external motivating factors. Being a trainer, transformation coach, and avid fan of all things motivational throughout my time, I decided to do some research and take from my own experience the many aspects of life within us and externally, and how we use them to motivate us towards success. So in this video, I'm going to talk specifically about the factors outside of our being and the power they have behind driving us to success. Want to see if there are any that you use on this list? Then stay tuned. So external motivating factors are the things that surround us. They're traditionally known as extrinsic motivation. As they are outsourced factors, most of them are physical or materialistic, but there are some that aren't. An intrinsic factor is when we will receive something for the hard work we have done. Okay, we don't do it because it's fun and we like it. We do it based on what we will receive. Okay, most people who are driven by external motivating factors don't care about the actual task, just the result at the end. Now, not all external motivating factors are bad. Really, internal and external, it all depends on how you use it. It's just one thing I want to get across. Although I would say there are a few more negatives with external motivating factors than there is internal motivating factors. So let's start looking through these. Achievement can play a big role in our drive to do things. We love to do things and experience things as human. We don't necessarily get a reward for the things we achieve, but there's still a feeling of self-satisfaction. Think about that bucket list of things that you wanted to do this year or before you were 40 or however old. Now, I enjoy powerlifting, so I have a passion for it, but I compete because I want to achieve something, okay? Now, I'm not fussed about medals, but I want to achieve a place on the biggest stage in the sport, you know, and break a record or two. If I didn't want that achievement, then I wouldn't bother competing. You know, I would just be a gym power lifter or a strength training, okay? Rewards. Everyone likes rewards for things, okay? We all love finishing the race, standing on that podium and getting a shiny medal, even if it's just for participating. Rewards come from many forms, okay, and can very often be the driving force in that competitive edge, whether it's getting a bonus or a promotion at work, or getting that medal that we just mentioned or any sort of prize, okay? Now this is one of the worst, I think, in the sense that it can lead you to cheat or be a bit dishonest in how you get it. But the motivation, I think, can trigger what we call the quitter's instinct as well, where, you know, when you know that you're so far out of the race as such, you know, you just quit. You're not that interested in carrying on and finishing. So consequences. Have you ever thought of robbing a bank, punching your boss in the face, or cheating on your partner? You know, well, if you have thought of any of them and you didn't, what do you think was the external motivating factor that stopped that? It would have been the consequences, okay? It will be the fear of the consequences, the fear of what will happen in the aftermath, if it goes wrong, if you get caught. I know that fear was certainly a big factor why I gave up the criminal activities that I did, and why I continue to abide by my morals. And I think it's an important one, and it's one that will. I kind of think it's a good one, actually. As long as you're always fearful and respectful of the consequences, it will or can keep you in line. Now, obviously, we can make up these consequences in our head, like we won't start our own business because of the consequences of if it fails. But to me, that's kind of a little bit of a different ball game. That's a different mindset. But there can always be negative consequences to everything that you do. Like I say, some are good, some are bad. It depends on how you're using it. Particularly in the world of today, creates a big motivation for people to achieve things. I think particularly for the millennial generation, like some people just love to be told that they are doing well and that we're proud of them. I've kind of thought that this might be the reason why somebody came up with the idea of participation trophies, because somebody who wasn't quite good enough wanted to be able to receive praise. We all look for gratification from all sorts of people, but normally people you would consider, or we would consider, higher than ourselves, our peers, our parents, teachers, idols, and people who we respect in general. Now, we can spend a lifetime with gratification as our motivating factor, but through this, it can also be one of the most damaging, okay? Like, how many times have you seen or heard of that girl or boy doing everything in their life to seek praise and gratification from a parent or a peer, but never receives it? And, sort of like never receiving that praise in the long run can actually cause quite a bit of psychological damage or confidence issues with some people. So on a little side note to this, I say always motivate yourself through the desire to please yourself and not others. Some people just want it all, and they won't stop until they get it. The money, the women, the power, the big houses, and the fancy watches. Personally, I find greed is the worst out of the extrinsic factors, because besides power, it is the one factor that people will seem to do anything for. Okay, it is also the one which is the most materialistic. Now, I like material things by all means. We all do to some degree and some level. But it's not my life, having that fancy car or having that £3,000 watch on my wrist is not my life. Not things that, I aspire for. And, I will not do whatever it takes to get those materialistic things that I do want. I do often find that people who are greedy are normally trying to fill a void in their life, or they're trying to cover up something, okay? Which is another reason why it's not a motivating factor in my life. And I'm always intrigued and cautious by people who do have greed as a motivating factor. So, there's my short list of extrinsic factors that we use to motivate ourselves. Again, let me know what you think of the video, and if there's anything that you think is missing down in the comments section below. And be sure to check in for part 3, where we talk about motivational sources. Thank you for staying tuned until the end. Don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it. You can also click on this icon here to stay up to date with all the latest videos. Go on, give it a click. Give it a click. And click here or here on any of these windows for more videos from us. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.